Hello, everybody. Welcome from the darkness. Now, there are some people on there. That is great. Whoops. I tell you all about that in a moment. So I think that's a bit better. I hope I'm viewable. So this is the craziest start of a YouTube show ever. I just rushed out of a taxi about 4 minutes ago because there was no internet again at the place where I'm staying. Last week it was quite stable. This week it wasn't. And I really wanted to do the show. So I got an Uber and then was stuck in traffic. It was just absolutely crazy. But all the more grateful I am to be here and to see you. And I'm just going to look at the comments, and people are there from Merseyside, from Brighton, from everywhere in the world, Bulgaria, Yorkshire, Connecticut. This is just amazing, Wales. So wonderful having you all here. I'm still in LA, hence this very outrageous interior behind me, staying with, having this show hosted at a friend's place at the moment. And I just drove right across from Hollywood to West Hollywood to Beverly Hills. So now I'm broadcasting live from Beverly Hills, very posh. And life has been very, very interesting and demanding. Asking for a lot of trust and patience. And patience is an interesting word. I wish we could kind of delete it. Both the word and the meaning from our active vocabulary and experience. But of course, that's one of these things in life. In Germany, there's a say, good things take their time. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just happen overnight. While I'm here in the States, they seem to take their time, but it's also very, very interesting. And somehow I feel what's developing here is a new way and a new format to reach more people with Reiki, to make the word Reiki better known, so that people start wondering what it is all about. They start Googling it. They start wanting to get a Reiki treatment. They may want to learn Reiki themselves. And once we start using Reiki, of course, we go into the depth. Last week, we had a look at the word Reiki, which is basically made up from two words. Rei meaning spiritual, divine, or universal, and Ki meaning the life force energy, our physical existence. In the awareness, it is not just physical, but we need the flow of energy, and we can connect to this higher level of vibration in order to sustain life more easily, in order to bring in healing, to bring in harmony, to bring in balance. And this is what Reiki is all about. But it does work on different vibrational levels. And this is what today's show is all about, because this is what the Reiki symbols stand for. And in our courses at the Reiki Science Academy in London, in my talks and workshops, I tend to talk about the symbols quite a bit. In my books, the symbols are all mentioned in detail because I feel it's so important to understand what they are all about, because a lot of people don't. There's a lot of confusion about why there are symbols at all, what symbols basically are, and how to use them. And of course, when you Google Reiki symbols, you probably get 100 or so different symbols on the internet. So which ones are the real, the authentic, the traditional Reiki symbols, and why? This is basically what I wanted to cover today. So it's a bit kind of educational, but also experiential, because that is the amazing thing about the symbols. They deepen our experience with Reiki. They deepen our connection. So there is something incredibly powerful about the symbols, and this is what I would like to cover. Um, I'm not too sure how far we get, so I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit generally about the symbols. Of course, you can look them up. You can look them up on our not on the website. So in my books, in the online courses, if you haven't done the Reiki science training, this is all about the symbols. Primarily because the idea of Reiki science, of this development and the eventual renaming of the academy in London and so on, is based on the idea that you can research Reiki scientifically. There is scientific proof of what it does. But once we start using the system, there is a science within. There is a whole model that explains the different vibrational levels in the universe. And for me, this is the key to Reiki science, to understand ourselves, to understand the universe, and to use Reiki as a way to connect to these different levels. So this is what the idea behind Reiki science. And it all started with my research in Switzerland at the Hagales Institute that certifies the quality of drinking water for primarily the German-speaking market. So it's Germany, France, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And if you hear funny noise, that is the air conditioning just coming on. They have tested hundreds of thousands of bottled water and water from all sorts of different sources. That's not the air conditioning. That's something else. Anyway, I hope it's not too bad, too distracting. But I wanted to just quickly show you, because those pictures I've actually got here. They have this complicated process of distilling water, of then reinserting the minerals at a certain ratio, then letting it dry under a microscope, and then looking at the crystallization. And this is the crystallization of good quality Swiss tap water. You can see some straight lines there. You can see rectangular shapes or 90-degree angles. And that means that the water is drinkable, but it's not completely natural. It was tampered with, it was polluted at some stage, and then it went through a mechanical and chemical filtration process. But this can be shown here. So it's drinkable, but it's not of great quality. And then after an hour of Reiki, the crystallization completely changes. But not only that, and this is the entry level of spring water, of natural spring water. But then, and I'm using a slightly less high resolution now, you can see these crystals going right the way in through the entire sample of water. And this is when we use the power symbol. So it goes right into the entire sample, into all the water. Then when we look at the harmony symbol, you see an interesting crystallization, but it's primarily on the edge of the sample. So it's not as physical. It's not meant to go into the physicality. It's more like it's kind of reaching out, pointing somewhere else. And then there is the connection symbol. And again, it's more on the outsides. But when you look at the actual crystallization, it overlaps. It touches and overlaps, it connects, and it's the biggest crystals of any of the samples. This is the basis of the idea of Reiki, of the Reiki science. Let me just see. Yeah, now got it back again. Because that really explains what the symbols stand for. And there is no research like that anywhere done before with the Reiki symbols. But we have this intellectual understanding, we have this traditional, the spiritual, the intuitive understanding, and the experiential already. So let's just talk a little bit more about what symbols are and why symbols are used. just having a look around. Let me see if I can see anything that is a symbol. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm in America at the moment. Let's just see. So, where are we? I had to say, particularly beautiful symbol, the dollar sign. So, what is that? You can't buy anything with a dollar sign. So there is no value in it. But when we see it, we know it stands for something. It is just one letter, one symbol that stands for a currency. And that stands for the fact that whenever this is attached to something, it means it's not free. It comes at a price. And everybody knows that. So the symbol works because everybody knows the meaning. Beware, there's a price attached. It's not for free. This is what a symbol is. A symbol represents something. It's not about being something in itself. A symbol symbolizes something. That means it stands for something else. And this is the key to understanding the Reiki symbols, or indeed any symbol. When we look at Christian symbols, when we look at the cross, we see that it stands for the crucifixion. It stands for the death of Jesus. We can also go deeper. We can also go, I once went to this beautiful workshop with Marianne Williamson, and she said there is this horizontal line. And at any given moment, when we decide to open up, there is a vertical line. And that's the real meaning of the cross. We can go deeper and we can connect. And I thought that was quite interesting. So this is how she reinterpreted that symbol and what it meant for her. And often when I look at a cross, or kind of any kind of shape of cross, so I look at that in this way now, and it reminds me at any given moment, we can take a deep breath, we can ground ourselves, we can connect, and we can connect to this higher realm in a way what Reiki is doing. For Reiki, we do not need a symbol. We just need the intention. Once we have the attunement, once we've learned Reiki, we connect, and immediately we can feel something. And we can use it for ourselves. We can share it with others, of course. But the more we use Reiki, the more we realize that it works on different vibrational levels. And this is where the symbols come in. Sometimes we feel a lot with Reiki. Sometimes we are a bit kind of doubtful. Is it really working? It's quite subtle, especially when we start with Reiki. Some people are very, very intuitive. They get ideas about their lives, about their clients' lives, about what's going on with their body, about where to place the hand. So it really, really brings an intuition. For others, they follow a more kind of traditional approach and just place the hands on different areas, which is just as valuable, and Reiki works in any case. But in order to help focus a little bit where and how Reiki should help, Mikao Sui created these symbols, and he created 3 symbols. There is a 4th one, which is the master symbol, which is used in attunements. But basically, these 3 symbols, the ones that are traditionally learned in Reiki 2, are the working symbols. They are to be used every day. And I use them every day, all the time, for anything and everything. They are just unbelievable, I find. So if you've learned Reiki 2 already and know the symbols, maybe this also gives a bit more kind of inspiration to use the symbols more often. After I saw these results of the water crystallization in Switzerland, I thought, well, I really, really underestimated the power of these symbols. But of course, the power is not in the symbol. The power is in Reiki, but it's like a key. It's like a shortcut. So when we when I bruise myself, when I cut myself, which does happen quite often in the kitchen. At the moment, I'm in this beautiful place in the Hollywood Hills, and at night I'm often sitting at this little bench by the pool under a lemon tree, and it's so romantic. I'm having really nice time there, and wonderful conversations, and I just enjoy every moment of being there. Um, but when I get up, almost every other time I bang my head at, at this lemon tree. I don't know, it's me. Others are a little bit more careful. I'm just so kind of in this space that last two nights ago I even bruised my lip. And it wasn't bad, but it just kind of started bleeding a little bit. And that was very, very interesting. So when we have a physical problem, of course, we give it Reiki. But if we really want to focus on the physical healing, what many people do is they utilize the power symbol in addition. So we just draw the power symbol, and even here, don't think I have the pen here right now. Let me just do, everything is very makeshift today. And most of you will have learned the symbols anyway. But the power symbol in Japanese traditions, often called symbol 1 or chokurei, is, oopsala, where am I? There we go. Is viewable. Yes. So it's a spiral. And had I been less nervous, it would have been a proper round spiral. So it's a horizontal line, it is a vertical line, and then it is a spiral that touches, that touches the middle line in 7 different points. So we really bring the energy in. We just move in. If you ever saw a spiral moving, you can really see the movement. It is a visual illusion, but it really kind of draws us in. So we go right into the center of the problem, which in most cases, when we use that, is a physical problem. So when I hurt myself, first thing is I just draw the symbol over the place. I repeat a mantra. The mantra that comes with that is Chokurei. All these additional information is in the courses, is in my books. I just really wanted to go into the practical use today. And I just focus it on it. And I did that with my lip. Yeah, and you can't see anything anymore. So it did work. It did work. And this is what we do with the power symbol. The power symbol is to accelerate physical healing, to go straight into the problem area. Whether it is right on top, we draw it and then we place the hand. So normally people draw it physically. And it comes from the idea of calligraphy. So you move your hands, you make a drawing, and by doing so, you are in this meditative process that allows you to open up energetically. So this is the opener. That's the key. This is what the symbol is supposed to do, to open us up to this high vibrational levels for physical healing, physical change, protection. There's a whole range of how people use the power symbol. So you do this, and then you just place your hand over it, or just on the problem area, or from further afield. A few weeks ago, I was in New York City, and I had dinner with a group of people, and among them was a gentleman who had a hip replacement. Although I know quite a few people with hip replacements, and it's amazing what it does. There have indeed been scientific studies on hip and knee replacements about the healing times, and when Reiki is given, the healing time is normally 3 times faster. It's outrageous. But he has a problem, and it still causes pain. So I asked whether over dinner I could just send over some Reiki. So I just sat there, connected to Reiki, drew the little power symbol, and set my intention to now just send it over while I'm eating. So I was eating one-handed with the other hand sending Reiki over for like 45 minutes or so. And afterwards, I asked him how he felt. And he said he was pain-free for the first time in, I don't know how many months or even years. So this is how powerful it is, how powerful Reiki is. But the power symbol, the symbol number one, is really accelerating that and can deepen the use and make us feel more connected in this field. The second symbol then is kind of the opposite. One is for physical healing, it's strong, it's powerful. The other one is for opening and for change. And it's often referred to as the harmony symbol because people feel more harmony and balance when they use this symbol. It's, oops, where are we? There, this, roughly. There are kind of slightly different variations, but it is kind of a zigzag on one side. That's why you start. You kind of start, oops, there, then you go down, and the rounder parts are coming afterwards. So it's kind of moving from being nervous, being all over the place, not being able to concentrate, not feeling really connected, feeling almost lost, to there are higher vibration levels. There's help, there's harmony. We can bring that down. We can bring that into our body, into a situation we are in, into our existence. And of course, I've been using that a lot over the last few weeks. But that is what the harmony symbol stands for. It's about intuition. It's about guidance. It's the realization that no matter how down we are, this is a temporary experience. And it can be changed because we are not just in a body, we are a spiritual being in a body. So in a way, this is the reminder that we are a spirit in a body, and this connection is always there. So the mantra to go with that is Seiheki, which means changing a bad habit, replacing a bad habit. And we can use that to work on bad habits, but the main bad habit is I feel lost. I feel so ingrained in my bodily experience that I'm not open for change, for new directions, for help anymore. Indeed, it's a symbol that ultimately one could argue stands for surrendering. And this is what I have been doing so much over the last few weeks, just giving it to the universe and accepting that I can only do so much. And in the end, all I can do is sit and wait and trust and say, well, this is what I can do now. I surrender, whatever is right, just bring this on. So that's the second Reiki symbol, harmony symbol, or symbol 2 in Japanese. And then, of course, there is the fascinating third symbol. Let me just make a little drawing of that as well. It's very makeshift, but I actually quite like that. Just need to find my space on this desk here I'm sitting on. That wasn't ideal. Am I still using it? No, I'm doing it again. So let me just see. It's 22 strokes. This is, yeah, it is getting a little bit better. Let me just see. There we go. So this one, let's see, this, am I there? There. Oops. This one there, that is a double stroke. That looks like a J. That's a double stroke. And these two over here are supposed to be two different lines. But the idea behind this symbol is connection. And what Mikao Usui has done is he used different words. He used 5 different words: hon, sha, se, sho, and ne. Meaning our real self is truth, is connection. We are really not just individual beings, but we are all connected. And he put these words together so that one end of one word, or in this calligraphy, is the beginning of the next word. So everything is really, really connected. And it's just so, so powerful that we can establish an instant connection with anything, with a client. So we can draw this and connect with a client more deeply before a treatment. We can, of course, and that's why it's so famous, use this to establish a connection with somebody who is not physically present. I can send a Reiki treatment from Los Angeles to New York City or to London, and people feel it. And of course, you have all done it. This is what makes Reiki so exciting. But that is because this symbol opens us up to the truth, to the realization, to the energetic experience of oneness, or in other words, of love. This is what it is all about. So we can connect with other people, we can connect with animals, we can connect with situations. Just think of a situation, of a problem that you or somebody else is going through. Think of it, draw the symbol, set your intention to connect to the situation and send it Reiki. You may even get an idea of the outcome. And of course, we can use these symbols together. We don't need to use one symbol and then another. We can just use the connection symbol and then add the power symbol for physical healing and the harmony symbol for guidance, intuition, balance, stress reduction. These symbols are just incredibly powerful, and we can use them on ourselves as well. We can use them in meditation. We just draw a symbol, take a deep breath, and just feel the energy. You can draw a symbol and kind of step in and feel the energy. Or you can use a symbol and work on the physical centers, energy centers, tanden points or chakras in our body that basically are the key to opening up to these different vibration levels in our body and in our everyday life. The navel chakra, just there, just below the navel. The third eye, just in between the eyebrows, and the heart chakra in the middle, or just moving slightly closer to the heart. And this is what I find so fascinating. And for me, that really is the Reiki science. So there are these different vibration levels in the universe. The level of physicality that can change and heal with the help of Reiki, power symbol. The level of spirit. We are spiritual beings. We can connect. We can get guidance, intuition, and that brings more harmony and more balance. And the level of interconnectedness. Basically, the idea of quantum physics. Everything is connected. And this is what we can feel in our heart. And the more we open our heart, the more we can bring that into our everyday life. So this is really what the symbols stand for. They are showing these different vibration levels in the universe. We are a physical being, we are spiritually connected, and we are connected to everyone and everything because we are part of the creation, indeed connected to the creator, going all the way back. So for me, it just kind of sums up the whole structure in a very simple, in a very clear way, which is entirely congruent with and consistent with energy theory, with quantum physics. And when we want to work on ourselves, we can work on these 3 levels simply by placing our hands on these energy centers and connecting to Reiki and just filling them up. And this is the exercise I would like to do for a moment. So when you're ready, if you just want to connect to Reiki, just bring your hands together. If you haven't learned Reiki, then I hope you'll do at some stage. But for now, just set your intention to connect to love, to the energy of the universe. And then place one or both hands on your hara, the um, navel chakra, just about an inch or so, just 2 fingers below your navel, on the body or slightly away, and just feel the connection. And let the energy flow to replenish your physical energy, to give you more power, to give you more drive, to heal you physically. Just become aware of yourself as being in this physical incarnation, being in a body, identifying with the body, and bringing in Reiki to support you. And then gently lift your hands and move up to your third eye. Just place your hands there, giving yourself Reiki for balance, harmony, intuition, guidance, opening up your third eye, your spiritual insight and connection. And realize that there's more to yourself than just the physical body. We are a connected, powerful, spiritual being. And finally, bring your hands to your heart chakra. And once more, feel the connection. Allow your heart to open. Fill your heart with Reiki, replenish the energy, the connection, and actually feel the love that you hold inside. So much so that when we go out afterwards, we can share the love more than ever. We can react to situations differently, and we can be more open, understanding, giving, and loving with other people. And then when you're ready, take a moment to just thank Reiki, thank the universe, and come back into the here and now. So just going to see the few comments. That's great. Yes, well, thank you. Thank you for your encouragement, for your lovely comments. And of course, there's often the question, why are there so many more symbols in Reiki? And the answer is they have been added at a later stage, primarily over the last 20 years when people felt guided. Some people went to the pyramids and saw some kind of felt a deep connection there and added some Egyptian symbols. Other people went to Tibet, to India, and added symbols and ideas from there. Some people channeled new ideas and symbols from the angelic realms. So all this has happened, and all this has merit, but it's not the original way of how Reiki was designed. And I try to really kind of bring it back to the origins and so on. This is why I try to kind of teach this in this authentic way, but it doesn't mean that other ways are wrong. What is wrong, however, is the fact that my computer is not plugged in. So let me just see if I, excuse me for a moment, if I can do this here. Let me just see. Yes, marvelous. Okay, that worked great. So it's very much studio work in action here. I hope that's okay, but it's fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's supposed to be relaxed, and that's the point. The whole of Reiki can be so relaxed. We can use it for anything and everything, for every situation, for every problem we have. So often people talk about like they need some time for themselves, they have a sabbatical, they have their meditation room or ritual, and that's it. And then you go out into the world. Reiki is to be brought into the world every day for anything and everything. If you cook, give Reiki to the food. If you write something, connect to Reiki and ask for guidance. I always, when I get, at the moment, I don't drive myself in America, I'm too scared. So I'm always taking Uber or Lyft everywhere. And normally when I get in there, the first thing is I use the power symbol to give Reiki to both, well, everything, the driver, the car, and the journey to be safe. So we can use this in everyday life for whatever things we encounter. And then I just had a question here about the master symbol. The master symbol I very much use and teach in the master courses, but of course you can already Google it and you'll find it in publications and so on. So the mantra to go with the master symbol, but we're not going deeper into that, but the mantra to go with that is pronounced Daikomyo. And yeah, this is basically what I wanted to share about the symbols. I hope it's helpful. I hope the exercise is helpful. And of course, all these exercises are designed to be redone at home whenever you have the time. And if you want some guidance, just go back to this video, make a note of, like, at the moment is probably when we did the exercise, this is probably minute 32 or something like that. And then just kind of start from there and enjoy the guided meditation again. And of course, the Reiki share that we are doing now. Receiving Reiki ourselves, sending Reiki to everybody on this Reiki share, and as a community together, opening up to the power of Reiki, which makes it even more powerful. So when you're ready, once more, just do connect to Reiki. Just feel your connection, however way you tend to feel it yourself. There's no right or wrong. And then if you have learned the connection or often also called distance symbol, then just take a moment to draw the symbol. And just let Reiki flow. Allow Reiki to flow through you, to heal you, calm you, reconnect you, and support everybody else on this Reiki share in whatever their intention is. And if you feel that it's helpful to take a deep breath and just let go, to open up even more, then you can utilize your breath. And then once more, when you're ready, bring your hands together, take a moment to thank Reiki, and slowly come back into the here and now. And of course, this works not just for everybody on the Reiki share right now, but also for people who will be joining at a later stage. This is the miracle of Reiki. It is beyond time and space. But of course, we are here in time and space and sometimes bound by it. And my schedule here has been so intense that it was made very clear by my guides that I should not continue offering the Reiki Challenge program that was meant first for August and then for September this year, simply because I need to focus all my efforts on this one project I'm trying to pull off here. So my apologies to those who have signed up for that. Over the next 24 hours, you will all get a refund for that. And we'll have a very big, powerful Reiki challenge in January, and then really restart with that again. But my apologies, just was not possible during the time here. It's been mad. One day I will share at least part of it, why it was so mad. It's sometimes I'm just sitting here thinking, this is not real. This is just crazy. But we develop, we learn. I've met wonderful people on the way, and that is for me very, very special. And so something really positive has come out of that for me personally, and is in the process of being created for the Reiki awareness. So we are working on this in the background with everything I can possibly put in there. And then yeah, I'll share more once we are there. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the sharing of Reiki. Thank you for spreading the word that more and more people are joining. There are always 60, 70, 80 people live, and then within 24 hours, it's 500 people or more. So it's really reaching an audience, and that's the idea of the Reiki revolution, to reach more and more and more people. And I will attempt to do a show next week, but I may be traveling. It's not 100% certain yet, so I will send an email as I normally do the day before, whether it's going to happen, and then we'll see each other either there or a week later when I'm finally back in London. So thank you for being here, and have a wonderful day, rest of the day, evening, wherever you are. And I found the right button. So, okay, bye-bye.